Hello my students, how are you? Today we will solve Commulitive Assessment number 2, the lessons from 2 to 3, Unit 7. Okay, look at with me about question number 1 here. Complete the following. The shaded part of this part here, letter A, we have rectangle and he divided rectangle here to 4 parts. And then he colored this part 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 over 8, it will be 1 over 2. So we must write 1 over 2. The shaded part here of this shape here, it will be 1 over 2. Okay, letter B. 3 over 4 subtract by 1 over 4 equal space over 2. We can find the difference between 0 over 4 and 1 over 4. 3 minus 1 equal to 2 over 4. It's meaning 1 over 2, half. It's meaning half. Okay, 3 over 4, 3/4 subtract by 1/4 equal 1 over 2, equal half. It was question letter P. Question letter C. Question letter C. Look at with me here. 7 over 8 plus 2 over 5 is estimated as 1 plus space. Look at with me. He asked about estimated. 7 over 8 estimated to 1 because 7 is nearest to 8. 7 nearest to 8. So 8 over 8 equal 1. The first fraction here estimate to 1. And 2 over 5 estimate to what? We know half of 5 equal 2.5. Ask yourself, 2 nearest to 2.5 or 0 or 5? 2 is nearest to 2.5. So 2.5 is the half of 5. We must write half here. Again, 7 over 8 estimated to 1. And 2 over 8 estimated to half because 2 is the nearest to half of the 5. We know the digit here, 5. If you want to find half of this digit, we must divide it by 2. 5 divided by 2 equal 2.5. So this number here in the numerator is nearest to half of denominator because half of denominator is 2.5. 2 is nearest to 2.5. It's meaning half. Okay, it's meaning half, my students. Okay, we must write half here. So 2 over 5 is nearest to 1 over 2. We can write estimated the first one because 7 is nearest to 8 and 2 over 5 is nearest to half of this number because half of 5 is 2.5. Then 2 over 5 is nearest to 1 over 2. Question letter D here. The least common multiplication of denominators of 3 over 4 and 3 over 5 is we have two fraction here, 3 over 4 and 3 over 5. He asked about what here? He asked about least common multiplication about 4 and 5. Is what? Is 20. Yes, 20. Because 5 can't be divided by 4. So we must adding 5 here to 5. It will be 10. 10 can be divided by 4. Adding 5 again, 15 can't be divided by 4. So we must add 5. Last steps here, 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equal 20. 20 can be divided by 4, so 20 is a least common multiplication between two denominators here. Look at with me question number 2 here. Choose the correct answer from those ones here. Which of the following overestimate? He asked about overestimate. Okay, he give us estimate and asked you about overestimate. Overestimate. What the meaning of overestimate? Overestimate is estimation more than the actual number. Look at with me about letter A at question A. Letter A here. I solved this example about choose the correct answer. Okay, my students, he asked about what overestimate. Overestimate is meaning the about here must more than the result, the actual result. So I will write it here and explain. Okay, my students? Okay, pay attention with me about this example. He gave us 9 over 8 plus 1 over 3 is about 1. It's estimation. This result estimation. Okay, if this result greater than the actual number, it will be overestimate. Okay, it will be overestimate if 1 is greater than the actual number. So I will get the actual number here between 9 over 8 and 1 over 3 by write the least common multiplication between 8 and 3 equal 24. We must write 24 in denominator, okay, because 8 can be divided by 3, so the least common multiplication between 8 and 3 equal 24. Okay, because 8 times 3 equals 24 and 3 times 9 equal 27. 1 times 8 equal 8, and we can write 24 here. 27 plus 8 equal 35. 35 over 24, it's improper because the numerator here greater than to denominator. We must convert from improper to mixed number. Write 1 outside here and 24 in denominator, and then find the difference between 35 and 24. 5 minus 4 equal 1 and 3 minus 2 equal 1. So the actual number here greater than estimation. So this estimation here underestimate. This underestimate. Okay, not what? Not overestimate. He asked about overestimate. So we can't choose letter A about this example. Okay, then we will show letter P. We will solve here letter P. Okay, 1 over 7 plus 1 over 4 is about 0. Okay, 1 over 7 plus 1 over 4 is about 0. It's estimation, so you must get the actual number here. Find the least common multiplication between 7 and 4. We know the least common multiplication between 7 and 4 equal 28. Write 28 here. And 4 times 1 equal 4, 7 times 1 equals 7, and then 4 is 7. Okay, 4 plus 7 equal 11, and write 28 here. 11 over 28 is actual number greater than 0, so the estimation here underestimate, so we can't choose letter B about letter A here. It's false. Okay, so you must solve letter C to find overestimate about 1. Okay, 2 over 5 plus 3 over 8 is about 1. Okay, I will solve it here. Right, least common multiplication, it will be 40. 40 here, 5 times 8 equal 40, 8 times 2 equals 16, 5 times 3 equal 15, and then write 40 in the numerator. 5 plus 6 equal 11, 1 and carry up 1, 2 plus 1 equal 3. 31 over 40, it's less than 1, so this estimation is overestimate. Okay, so we must choose letter C because 1 greater than 31 over 40, it's actual number, so this estimation here is overestimate. You must choose here what? Letter C about question number 2. We must choose letter C. Okay, we must choose letter C here. Question letter B, by using fraction tiles, the difference of 1 over 2 and 1 over 5. Half subtracted by 5. We can find the difference between them about letter B here. Look at with me. In this example here, I will solve letter B here. Okay, my students, letter B, we must find the difference between half and 1 over 5. By right least common multiplication between them, it will be 10. 5 times 1 equal 5, 2 times 1 equal 2, and the difference between them, 5 minus 2 equals 3. The result will be 3 over 10. We must choose letter B about question number B, letter B. Okay, letter C here, estimate the sum of 3 over 5 by using, by using benchmark. Is the sum is, he asked about benchmark. It's 3 over 5, letter C, 3 over 5 plus 7 over 8. We can write the result by benchmark. We know 3 is nearest to half of 5. You must ask yourself, what about half of 5? Half of 5 is 2.5, and we must write 0 here and 5. Ask them. 3 is nearest to half of 5. Okay, 3 is nearest to half of 5, so it will be, the estimation here will be 1 over 2. And 7 nearest to 4 or 0 or 8. 7 raised to 8. So 8 divided by 8 equal 1. Okay, my students, then the result will be 1.5. Okay, the result will be 1 and 1/2. Okay, letter B, we must choose letter B about question letter C. Okay, question letter D. Here, 1/6 plus 6/7 is estimated as. He asked about estimated. Who can tell me 1/6? We can estimate it by benchmarks. 1/6. Ask yourself, half of 6 what? 3. And we must write 6 here and 0. 1 raised to what? 0. So we can write 0 here. 1/6, the estimation about 1/6, it will be 0. It's about 0, okay? And 6/7, 6 is nearest to 7. 6 nearest to 7, so it will be estimate 1. So we must choose letter B, 0 plus 1 about question letter D. Okay, look at with me about question number 3. Estimate the sum using the benchmarks and decide whether the estimation is overestimate or underestimate. Okay, we must tell this estimation underestimate or overestimate, so you must find the actual number about all questions. Okay, look at with me letter A here. I will solve it 2/5 plus 3/7 by 2 method. Okay, first method, I can find the result by here by estimation and here by actual number or the inverse. Okay, we can find here. Okay, I get here the actual number here. Okay, my students, 5 times 7 equals 35. You can find the least multiplication by cross. About 5 times 7 equals 35. Write 35 into the numerator, and 7 times 2 equals 14. 3 times 5 equals 15. And the result, we can write 35 here. 4 plus 5 equals 9. 1 plus 1 equals 2. And here, 2/5 is estimation what? Ask yourself, 2 is nearest to half of 5. Yes, because half of 5 equals 2.5. You must ask yourself. So 2/5 is nearest to 2 half. And here 3/7, 3 is nearest to half of 7, because half of 7 is 3.5. So it will be half. Half plus half equal 1. Okay, my students? Okay, what about 1? 1 is greater than 29/35. So it will be overestimate. We have what? Overestimate. Because the estimation is greater than the actual number. Okay, the actual number here is 29/35, and what is greater than? 1 is greater than 29/35, so this result here will be overestimate. Okay, look at letter B here. 7/12 plus 12/11. We can find the least multiplication between them. 11 times 12. 11 multiplied by 12, because 11 can't divide 12 can't divide by 11. We can find 11 multiplied by 12 here. Okay, 2 times 11 equal 22 plus 0. 1 times 11 equal 11, and then we can add. The result will be 132. Okay, it's the least common multiplication between them. We can write 132 and 132, and 7 times 11 77. 12 times 12 equal 144, and then we can add them here by write 132 in the numerator and 77 plus 144. 4 plus 7 equal 11. 1 and the carry of 1. 4 plus 1 equal 5. 5 plus 7 equal 12. 2 and the carry of 1. 1 plus 1 equal 2. The result will be 221/132 equal 1. And we can write the difference between them. 11 minus 2 equal 9. And it will be 11 minus 3 equal 8. So the result will be 1, and 89/132 is the actual number between 7/12 and 12/11. And what about estimation here? 7 is nearest to half of 12, because half of 12 is 6. So it will be half. And 12/11, it's nearest to 1, because 12/11, it's 1, and 1/11, it's nearest to 1. Okay, so the result will be 1.5. Which greater, 1.5 or 189/132? if you want to find which greater 1.5 or 1 and 89 over 132, we must doing cross or find the difference here or find the half of the numerator. To find again, to know or to find the half of this fraction here, you can find half of the numerator here or doing cross 2 times 89 and 132. I will solve it here. I want to find which more 89 over 132 over or 1 over 2. I will doing cross here, doing cross. 2 times 89, 2 times 9 equal 18, 8 and the carry up 1, 2 times 8 equals 16, plus 1 equals 17. And we have 132 here. So this number it's greater. So this estimation 1.5, it's underestimate. It's underestimate, okay? This estimation underestimate. This estimation is underestimate. Understood, my student? This underestimate, okay? Underestimate. This estimation here, underestimate. Estimation 1.5, what? Underestimate, because the actual number is greater than of estimation here. And what about this question? 1 over 3 plus 1 over 9. And over this number I will get here, the actual number, it will be here 9. Let's common multiplication between the numerator here. 9 divided by 3 equal 3. 3 times 1 equal 3. 9 divided by 9 equal 1. And then we can write 9 here. 3 plus 1 equal 4. 4 over 9. And here, third, it's nearest to half. Third nearest to half. And 1 over 9 nearest to 0. Because 1 nearest to 0. And it's less than half of 9, because half of 9 is 4.5. It's nearest to 0, and we have the long distance between 1 and 4.5, so it's nearest to 0, and then it will be half. Ask yourself, this estimation here, this estimation greater than or less than, we must do in cross, or ask yourself, half of 9 here will be 4.5 and 4 less than half of this denominator, so half will be greater than. So this estimation, it will be overestimate. This estimation overestimate. Okay يا ولاد, understood? overestimate. يبقى تاني يا حبايبي, لو انتم متلخبطين ركزوا معايا تاني. انا هنا جبت الليست كومن ملتيبيكيشن للتو فريكشن اللي هو 9. قلت 9 divided by 3 equal 3. 3 times 1 equals 3. عملت list multiplication وعملت بلس, وبعدين هنا قلت الثird needs to 2 half و 1 over 9 needs to 0 وعملت بلس, وعملت comparing between الاستيميشن اللي عندي والاكشن نمبر. لقيت الاستيميشن اكتر, فلقيت قلت اوفر استيميت, قمت كاتب الورد دي اوفر استيميت. ده في حاله لما يكون مين هو الاكبر, لما يكون الاستيميشن greater than, فبقول اوفر استيميت. اوكي. question letter D. Letter D here, 9 over 10 plus 8 over 9. We can find this multiplication between them, it will be 90. 9 times 9, 81. 8 times 10 equal 80. Okay, and we can add them. 0 plus 1 equal 1. 8 plus 8 equals 61. So we can convert from improper to mixed number. Write 90 here, and then we know 1 minus 0 equal 1, 16 minus 9 equals 7. The result will be 1 and 71 over 90. Okay, my students, 1 and 79 over 90 is actual number. Okay, 1 and 79 over 90. 90. Okay, now I will find the estimation here. 9 nearest to 10, it will be 1, and 8 nearest to 2, 9. Okay, 1. 1 plus 1 equal 2. So the estimation here, 2 is greater than the actual number. So this estimation is overestimate. We can write what? Overestimate. Okay, overestimate. Question number 4. Use the friction ties to evaluate each sum or each difference. Okay. Letter A. 7 over 10 subtract by 1 over 2. We can write 10 here. It's a least common multiplication between them because 10 can divide by 2 equal 5. 1 times 5 equal 5. The result will be 7 minus 5 equal 2, and write 10 in the numerator here divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 equal 1. 10 divided by 2 equal 5. And then we can drawing two rectangle here. About first 7 over 10, we can divide it 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And the second here, half, and divide each part here 2 times 5 equal 10. So we can divide it this part 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then right inside here half, and right here half. And each one of them here write 1 over 10. Right here 1 over 10. Each one here 1 over 10. And each one here 1 over 10. Okay. And then we can color it here 7 over 10. Colored 7 parts here, and here colored so half. And then we can cancel this part here, cancel this part, so the difference will be 1 over 5. You will get 1 over 5, it's meaning 2 over 10. You will get 2 over 10, the difference between them. The remainder here will be 2 over 10 after cancelled all this part. Okay. Question letter P. Two over 4 subtract by 2 over 8. We can write 8 here. 8 is a least common multiplication. 8 divided by 4 equal 2. 2 times 2 equal 4. And this number we can write it here. We haven't any change it here about the numerator. Write 8 here. 4 minus 2 equal 2. 2 over 8 we can divide it by 2 numerator and numerator. 2 divided by 2 equal 1. And 8 divided by 2 equal 4. So we can write here 2 fraction here, and the first divide it 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the numerator to divide it. We have 4 here, so we must divide this rectangle to 4 parts. And we have here 8, so we must divide it 8 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Okay, and then we can color here 2 over 4. We know each one of them here we must write inside it 1 over 4, and here 1 over 8. You can repeat it here, and colored 4 over 8 or 2 over 4. We must color 2 parts here, okay? And then we must color the 2 over 8. Each one of them we can write 1 over 8 inside each of them, and cancel 2 8 here, cancel here 2 8, so the result will be 1 over 4. This part will be get with us 1 over 4. This part 1 over 4 or 2 over 8, it will be 1 over 4. Question letter C. Three over 10 subtract by 1 over 5. We can write the least common multiplication between 10 and 5 here. Write 10 in the numerator, and 3. 2 times 5 equal 10. 2 times 1 equal 2. 3 minus 2 equal 1. And write 1 over 10. And then we can draw two rectangle here. Divide the first 10 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And the second divide 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then colored 3 parts over 10 here. Each one of them 1 over 10 here, and we must divide the second here 2 parts down here. Each one of them we must write inside it 1 over 5, and here 1 over 10, and here 1 over 10 each one of them. Colored 3 over 10 parts, and here 2 over 10 or 1 over 5, and then the difference between them will be 1 over 10. It's the remainder with us 1 over 10. Question letter D. 5 over 8 plus 1 over 4. We can write least common multiplication between them, 8, because 8 can divide it by 4, and write 5 here. 4 times 2 equal 8, 1 times 2 equal 2. The result will be 7 over 8, and then we can drawing two rectangles equal in area here and congruent, and then divided the first 5 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, here 4, so we must divide it 4 parts, and then 4 convert to 8 divided by times by 2, so we must divide this part here into parts, and then again divide the first here 8 parts, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. تمام. Okay, 5 over 8 we must cancel 5 parts here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and the remainder 3, and here we have 2 over 8 or 1 over 4, and then adding them the result will be 7 over 8. Okay, it was page 5 about Commulitive 2 from Maasr book. Okay, my students, now I finished on questions. You must study hard on questions. The next time I will explain a new tests. Okay, my students, goodbye.